Welcome to Two Agents in Sunshine Shift. I'm Monica Stefanescu, your host and the Tampa Bay real estate agent with LPT Realty and PhD, specializing in relocation guidance and neighborhood micro-pockets.
I'm David Linton, co-host of Two Agents and Sunshine Shift. I'm a real estate agent with LPT and PhD. I am based in the Sarasota, Bradenton area, bringing the on-ground perspective on how these neighborhoods actually live day to day.
Each week, we break down what moving to Florida actually feels like, beyond maps, rankings, and listing photos. When people ask about Tampa side neighborhoods, they usually ask some version of, is this a good area? That question is too blunt to be useful. Tampa side neighborhoods are not good or bad. They're high-load environments. Some people thrive in them. Others quietly burn out, even in beautiful homes. The difference is not the taste. It's how much friction your nervous system and daily life can absorb without costing you clarity, patience, or energy. Living on the Tampa side usually means older infrastructure carrying modern demand. Lots are tighter. Backyards are smaller. Homes sit closer together. You're sharing spaces, sound, and visual environment more than many buyers expect. There is more movement, more variability, more overlap between traffic patterns, people, and daily activity. This creates ambient friction. Not one big issue, but many small constant inputs. Some people barely notice them. Others feel it in their body every day. People who thrive here tend to metabolize friction instead of resisting it. They don't silence everything around them to think. They don't need predictable routes to stay calm. They don't need visual uniformity to feel settled. Their nervous systems adapt quickly. For them, Tampa side neighborhoods feel efficient and alive, not chaotic. They also tend to live in time blocks, not rigid routines. If your life already runs on variable schedules, mixed use days, and flexible timing, this environment matches your internal rhythm perfectly. But if your life relies on repetition and low decision density, Tampa side neighborhoods introduce decision fatigue very quickly. That's not preference, that's psychology. People who do well here also consciously accept trade-offs. They don't expect quiet to come automatically. They don't expect space to buffer everything. They don't even expect consistency from block to block. They explicitly accept, I'm trading calm for access. I'm trading space for proximity. Once that trade is conscious, the environment stops feeling irritating. Now, who usually struggles, even when they love the house, is people that recover through environmental calm. They reset through quiet, physical separation, and visual consistency. Tampa side neighborhoods don't provide that by default. So even if the home is great, recovery never fully happens. This is why people say, I don't know why I feel constantly on the edge here. It's not the house. It's the baseline stimulation level. Another common mismatch is confusing proximity with simplicity. Short distances do not equal easy living. On the Tampa side, access often comes with congestion. Convenience comes with crowding. Closeness comes with unpredictability. If you equate close with easy, this environment quietly drains you, and it drains you fast. Some Home buyers also need uniformity to feel safe. But Tampa side neighborhoods change block to block, day to day, season to season. For some people, that reads its texture and character. For others, it creates low-level vigilance. They don't relax, even when nothing is wrong. Housing type matters a lot here because it changes where friction lives. Single-family homes, for example, on the Tampa side, still often mean smaller yards, closer neighbors, and more shared ambient noise. You get autonomy, but you personally absorb the exposure, the maintenance decisions, and the system responsibility. This works for people who want control and don't need physical separation to feel settled. It's much harder for people who assume single family automatically means quiet and isolation. Condos usually come with higher HOA fees, but what those fees often buy is buffering, less direct exposure to street-level chaos, shared responsibility for exterior systems, more predictability in maintenance and decisions. For many buyers, that's not about luxury. It's about peace of mind. Condos work best for people who basically want the environment to absorb friction for them instead of managing it personally. Townhouses sit in between condos and single-family homes. There is more autonomy than a condo, less exposure than a detached home, but also shared walls, HOA governance, and blurred responsibility. Townhomes work well for people who tolerate hybrid systems. They really frustrate people who want clear boundaries without involvement. As homes get closer together, friction doesn't disappear. It redistributes. You're not choosing noise versus quiet or rules versus freedom. You're choosing where friction lives, with you or inside the shared system. Online searches don't show any of this. They optimize for price, size, and distance. They don't measure sensory load, variability, or recovery cost. So buyers choose logically and live emotionally. That's the mismatch. Tampa side neighborhoods reward certain internal systems and quietly punish others. When your internal load tolerance matches the external environment, you thrive. When it doesn't, no renovation or price point fixes the mismatch. That's not opinion. That's mechanics. If you're trying to understand Florida real estate beyond what shows up in listings, that's exactly what this channel is for. Because the things that matter most usually don't show up online. Florida living isn't measured in distance. It's measured in daily friction. We'll see you next week.